Hi, this is Chanel from AppThemes, and in this tutorial I'll teach you how to use the AppThemes Custom Form Builder. The Custom Form Builder allows site owners to customize the information for business listings on their site. This feature allows you to achieve advanced customization. So first of all, we'll need to locate where the Form Builder is. So if you go to Forms and Add New, you'll see the Form Builder right under the title. The Form Builder feature can be used to ask your customers or visitors an array of questions specific to their business, occupation, or needs. The options are endless when using the Custom Form Builder. So we'll start by giving our form a title. So I'll base my form around butcher shops. Note that the title you give your form is for internal use only, so you can distinguish between the forms you've created. The next step I like to take in creating the form is assigning it to a listing category. Assigning your form to a specific listing category means that only customers that this category applies to will be able to fill in the form you've created. So for this example, the butcher shop form, I'm aiming at the general butchers. So I'll click on the general butchers from the listing categories. Now business owners of general butcher shops will need to fill in this form when wanting to advertise on my website. Now I can select some options from the Form Builder button bar that apply to my form. So we've got text field, number, URL, email, text area, file upload, select list, radio, and checkboxes. For this example, I'll go through most of them so you understand what each of them do. So I'll begin my form by adding a simple text field. After you select an option from the Form Builder button bar, you'll see a new field block appears, and this is where you can enter in all the information that relates to that field. So you'll see in each of the Form Builder buttons a section titled Required. If you check this box, this part of the form will be required by any user. This means they can't proceed until they've entered in details for this field. The next section in the text field is Label. This is where you'll enter in the name of your field. Your customers will see this on the front end. So for my butcher shop form, I'll ask a simple question using this text field. Now that I've entered in that, I'll move on to the next field, which is Tooltip. This area is where you can enter in extra information on how your customers can fill out the field. So for this one, I'll just say, for example, this just gives your customers hints on how to answer the question. So now I've completed my text field. Note that you can move your fields around once you have more than one. I'll now add a number field from the button bar. So I'll just simply click on that. I'll decide if I want this a required field. So for the number, I'm going to have it as required. My label, I'm going to say please. And I won't need a tooltip for this as it's pretty self-explanatory. The number field you'll use to gather any numbers from your customers. Their response will be limited to numerals only. The next field from the button bar is URL. This field is used to obtain URLs from your customers, and they will be required to put in a valid URL before moving on. So I won't make this one a required field, it will just be an optional field for my customers. So I've just asked a simple question. I won't need a tooltip again for this one. So we'll go back up and I'll click on the email button from the button bar. So I'm going to make the email required, and you can use this field to gather your customers' email addresses. Similar to URL, a valid email address will be required. Now scroll back up and I'm up to text area. The text area gives you a regular text area field. Depending on the version and theme that you're using, it may contain an editor type control that allows you to display the text area as a HTML editor. So for my text area, I'll just use it to ask another simple question to my customers. So I won't make this a required one. So for this one, I'm just going to ask the hours of business operation. Now I've completed my text area, I'll go back up, and the next one's the file upload. So I'll click on that button. And this is used to allow customers to upload files to your website. So again, I can choose if this is required. I'll leave this one just as is. I won't make it required. And I'll give it a label. And I'll give it a short tooltip. Now that I've completed that, I'll put in the allowed extensions. This is simply where I can state what files I'd like my customers to upload. So you just put them in separated by a comma. So a PDF and a doc is what I'm going to allow. And that's finished. So I'll go back up and I'm going to add a checkbox. So I'm going to make this one a required field and I'll give it a title. Okay, now I've given it the label. I can enter a tooltip. For this one, it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'll just leave that empty. And this is where I can add the options. The checkbox field allows you to create a list of items that your customers can check if it applies to them. So I'll make some options and then my customers can check which option applies to them. So my first option, I'll add in lamb. And then to add another option, you just click this button. Say if I was to want to delete an item, I just click the cross and that will delete off that item. So I'll add that one back in, lamb, and that's in. So now if I check a box, it will show up as the default option on the front end. It'll be the pre-selected option. So for this one, I'll do beef because most butchers offer beef. So now that that's done, my form is now complete. So all I've got left to do is publish it out. I've got my title, I've entered in all the fields I want, I've given it a listing category, so I'll just click the Publish button. That'll just simply publish out my field. So I now know that my field is published and that it's going to apply to the General Butchers category. So I'll go to the front end of my site and I'll show you what my customers would see. If they were to create a listing, I'll just go with the free advertisement. And they gave it a title, location, and then they clicked on General Butchers, you'll see that all those extra fields come up. So I'll go through them quickly with you. So my question, how did you find out about this advertising website? They can enter text, and you'll see there is my tip for answering that question. So next I've got the numbers field. If you try and enter in any text that isn't a numeral, it just won't work. The next one is my URLs field. So you'll need to enter in a proper website for it to work. I'll just show you. So if I went www.test, it'll just ask for a valid URL because it realizes that this isn't valid. The next one is the valid email address. Again, you'll have to have an email address that's at something or it just won't accept it. And I've got another text one. And here's where my customers can come and upload a media file. It'll be limited to what I've selected in the settings. So I think I selected a doc and a PDF for that one. So they'll only be able to upload a doc or a PDF. Moving on, you'll see that I've got my checkbox here. So it's already pre-selected on beef, but my customer can choose pork, chicken and lamb as well. And if they don't want beef on there, they can just exit that one off. So as you can see, it's super simple to create a form using the form builder feature. So that brings me to the end of this tutorial. If you still have any questions on using the form builder, simply just head over to our forum.